Hello, and welcome to the Handicapable Black Women Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hello, how are my royalty? How are you guys? Okay, get out your petty tea, hot or cold. Let's dig in. Yeah, I didn't say that in the last episode, but still dealing with a lot like these men are lying. And oh yeah, the last guy that I was talking about, yeah, he left after I kept asking, like, why did you lie? And then he tried to change the subject or like skip around or whatever, basically sounding like today's Republicans. But yeah, and speaking of politics, this episode is going to be about TV and politics because I see there are some ignorant, poorly educated people out there. And I knew that, but it's who. If you haven't watched my episode where I talk about if I brought back the show All in the Family, it was like a week ago, almost a week ago, something like that. But I had one comment, and I think they downvoted it too. And yeah, I don't even say the whole, like, well, you know what? Subscribe, like, comment, share. But yeah, it's like with my shows, if you don't know about something, you can now even ask Chat GPT. You can go to Bing, and I would say Google, but Google's so scared of the orange man that they jump to change their maps for, like the Gulf of America. No, it's the Gulf of Mexico. Okay. Okay, but yeah, it's like, okay, this is going to be about two different things because another comment that I got that was really ignorant, this one person commented about when I said, are black women just a lot more woke or aware? And she was like, well, woke is mentally insane. Yeah, you watch too much Fox News. How can you tell when someone watches too much Fox News and or too much of the Republican uh, garbage and idiot type of material? In my opinion, but yeah, it's like when she was like mentally insane, I'm like, yeah, you're poorly educated, poorly educated. But yeah, so I'm getting a lot of ignorant people coming to my channel. I don't know why. I'm not saying you are specifically, but those two are examples of the people who are poorly educated and ignorant and naive and or like the part of the MAGA family. Yeah. So yeah, if you don't know what the history of the word woke is, because especially when Fox News even says how it's like they changed it or now they're writing books of their definition and then they can't even define the word and everyone keeps saying that woke is something different to the point where it doesn't mean anything. But then they try to say the same thing about racism, but it's just like, no, hmm if you're being racist, if you're being bigoted, but then also they try to say black people are racist when no, you can say they have bigotry, you can say they are bigots, but you can't say they are racist because racist and racism is based off of a power structure. And white people have the power structure, especially in America, basically all around because they colonized almost every country. And that's one reason why so many countries have independence days is because of when the colonizers, the white people, went and took over, stole, destroyed, and eliminated people and did anything and everything to dehumanize others in order to take their land. Yeah, yeah. You want the fairy tale story? I don't tell. No, I don't got time for that. So yeah, I don't have any time for that. So okay, but when it comes to All in the Family, I thought it was a nice tribute, especially like even with the person who played Meathead. It's like if you don't know of his politics and also how he played that role and how that role helped him, like especially in life, learning about the diversity of the conflicts of the world and our country and the politics, then you need to do some homework. If you didn't know his political views, because that really, okay, like all you have to do is look at the comments. It should be one of the top ones. But if you're gonna say that you could only listen for so long because your patience, your poor little patience, but then at the same time you sound kind of like an idiot, in my opinion. But yeah, you sound so very idiotic, because you need, if you don't want to look up, at least look up the show, look up scenes from the show. Maybe like I said, go to Bing or Google or this, like any of the search engines, Chat GPT, and get a summary, or maybe even ask Chat, why did I keep talking about politics with this one? Maybe ask. Or maybe instead of just automatically assuming that I was just, trying to do politics, ask me why. Because, with Archie Bunker, for example, so many episodes with feminism. Because when one of the neighbor woman got the job at his factory, he was so upset, saying how they need to just stay in the kitchen. And there were quite a few episodes that were just about the women alone, and women getting jobs, women getting education. Okay, and that's just with the women. And then their next door neighbors, the Jeffersons. You know what? Moving on up. Yeah, before they moved on up, they were Archie's neighbors. Yeah, boo boo. Yeah. And all of the, like, Archie had so many racist views. He put them down so often and so much. And then, oh, that reminds me of the elevator episode when he got stuck on the elevator when the Hispanic woman was having a baby. And it's like, for at least a second, he realized that she's human like him. Let's help her. Even though she's Hispanic, I'm going to look past that her race only lasted a couple minutes. But, and then there was another episode where someone was racist, or, well, yeah, well, bigotry. Yeah. It's like, because I'm trying to remember like, which race was he? But someone was judging him because he was white, and then there was another one that they were being bigoted, and he couldn't stand that. He was like, "How dare you!" And even the Jeffersons, sometimes they slid out some bigotry because they were just like, "I can't stand this white man. He is so awful and hateful." And oh yeah, the episode when, I believe Archie's friend's daughter, or no, the brother, it was his niece. She was staying for a few days, and but with his daughter, they were going, the two girls were going out to different parties and events and stuff, and she met a guy, and she was so excited, and she was starting to see him and date him. But yeah, then they found out the guy is black, because she was going to go out dancing, and they're like, "Oh, you met a guy, I'm so happy." But then they found out he was black. That was an interesting episode. It's because interracial marriage. Yeah, you don't. Do you know the Georgia versus Loves, or Loves versus Georgia case? Look that up, because if you don't know why it is now legal to marry outside your race, yeah, it's like we actually have to fight through that because of segregation, desegregation, sundown towns, Jim Crow, slavery, like all of that. Yeah, you need to learn your history, because a lot of you guys do not know how much politics are in some of these shows. Politics are in every show, but especially some shows, they even highlight it even more. And so I was following in the tradition of All in the Family, because All in the Family, every single episode held on to political thoughts. And it's like it was one of more those, like, more kind of, and in a way, intellectual, because sometimes, like, even when you rewatch it, you notice more things, or even things that Archie said, or even with how the way he put down his wife. He dehumanized her. How many times he called her dumb or just got mad if dinner wasn't ready right when he got home. It's like he was a sexist. And it's like the way he treated her. It was like, especially with a lot of the women today, we would not put up with that. And now Republicans are just telling women to go on and get their Mrs. degree. No. And so, with the show that I was thinking of and creating, it would go even further into the gender roles, the sexism, the change of it. Because maybe I might even have a neighbor in like my version of the show where one is a stay-at-home dad and switch the roles because the main character dad, the dad would flip out. He would be so upset. What? The man is staying at home? Oh my God, this is not right. She's working? No, no. It's like they're taking over the country. Like, because, yeah, a lot of Republican, a lot of MAGA people, that's what they think. So, yeah, little honey, little boo boo, you might need to do some homework. You really need to go sit and do some homework because you have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea because you act like you know everything while you absolutely nothing. Okay, because you need to watch the show. And so I'm gonna go over more, but this is for everybody. It's like education goes a long way. I don't know everything. And every day, I try to at least listen to one or two educational videos, either documentaries or with YouTube, like things, especially now, it's about business and even crime law and like different court cases and things like that. Because of, well, one of my novels, I focus on a lot of I need to know of different crimes and the thought process of a lot of the criminals and things like that. So I like to watch the real crime like shows where they're talking, like the detectives are talking about what they were thinking, how they investigate and things. And then I watch the Puff Dad, like, yeah, ooh, I'm gonna watch that again. But even Disney has politics in it. And even Buzz Lightyear, a lot of you guys got so upset of the woman and woman couple. You guys were so offended. Oh my gosh. Even what's his Snoop Dogg, he even had a little fit over it. He had a little mantrum. Oh my gosh. It's like there's two women. Yeah, but there's politics in so many different movies. So, little honey, little boo boo, like, yeah, sit down, be quiet, educate yourself, maybe type it into a search engine. Because, yes, and if this person is like, oh my gosh, she's talking about me, so I don't care. Like, when you guys walk around and act so ignorant and poorly educated, I'm gonna say what I want to say. And it's like people keep saying, "Oh, you're Democrat. You're supposed to be nice." Yeah, okay, yes, I can. I'm being nice. Trust me, I'm saying this very nicely because some of the things I want to say, I'm not going to. But at the same time, when people keep saying, especially when MAGA and Republicans keep saying, well, you need to teach us. If we don't know DEI, if we don't know racism, if we don't understand this or that or whatever, but then they don't want to read a book. But then they don't want to read the real history. But then they don't want to hear the documentaries of people. But then they have no problem when the Orange Man is taking down African American history off the walls and off the websites. And now saying that with different studies and different things like that, you're not allowed to say the words female and woman and black and people of color and et cetera, et cetera. Oh, disabled and handicap. This is all politics. Politics are in so many different shows. It's like even like that's one reason I said let's blend it with Modern Family. Let's do a Modern Family version of like All in the Family. Because even it's like with the age gap. Look what's going on in the White House with the age gaps. Come on, boo boo. There's so many things, but so many people acting so upset that it's like, especially with booktubers, why put politics in books? Because politics is in societies. Like if you have a character living somewhere, there's politics within it. There's politics within it. And so it's just like even having the different divisions is different classes. That's part of politics. The Hunger Games, politics. Harry Potter, politics. It's fifth grade level reading, but there's politics within the world. Dr. Seuss, politics. That cat did what he did when he wanted to do it, and haywire and cause and effects and everything. Boondocks. Ooh, do you know how many, especially white people, have told me there's no politics in Boondocks? See, and this is when I think it's really funny when the colonizer group, they have the nerve to tell black people, yeah, I saw this, but then like when you start talking to them about it, they have no idea what you're talking about because they just looked at it. They didn't watch it. They looked at it. They didn't listen. They didn't pay attention. They just looked at it. And so that's why it's like, yeah, but black people, we were woke enough to understand the hidden meanings within all, and some of them weren't even hidden. The R. Kelly episode, that wasn't hidden. The movie theater episode, that wasn't hidden. The lemonade stand episode. Oh, and then the restaurant episode with the funeral or the cemetery across the street, that wasn't hidden. But there's so many. Oh, ooh, the first episode with the gathering, and when that one son, yeah, he went and bang bang the youngest son out the window, or no, the son shot. Yeah, yeah, you know like what I'm talking about, cause yeah, that was a good episode, because yeah, don't trust those new over there. Yeah, it's like if you black and you know the words, you know the words. Yeah, so. And then, oh yeah, and the neighbors across the street being an interracial couple with a mixed little daughter, but the mixed little daughter is like a little innocent girl, and she doesn't want to do anything wrong, so she felt so guilty. Like when grandpa decided to take like for like some of the leftover foods, like I think it was even like snap peas or some of the food from down the south, the food that like the southern food, the soul food. Oh, and then there's even the soul food episodes, and oh, the pimp named dang it, how did I forget his name? Slip back, something back, like with the purple suit and everything like that. Yeah. And it's so many episodes, and even with when they tore down the house, oh my gosh, and the car. Oh, that was yeah. There were politics all in that too, especially with yeah, how yeah, they end up some told some fibs and some lies, and even some false disability representation in that one. And yeah, I can go on and on, but there are so many shows that have politics all through it. And even Friends had like you didn't really see hardly any black people, any people of color. It was just colonizer color. Yeah. Yeah. And then people, it's like they were so ignorant within the creation of Friends that even one of the characters of the show was all of a sudden he was just like, now let's make a black version, dummy. Yeah, because yeah, you can tell I wasn't that much of a like, just I didn't connect with that show. I couldn't stand it. But it's like I was living single. I love living single. I could connect to. I could understand. But it's like people don't understand, like even the demographics and the things that happened within each show were totally different, because the things with majority of black people, especially in the black cities, are going to be different than white ones. And when black people try to have a newspaper and they're trying to run things and it's like have people read it and stuff, we got to go through more than the white people. Like we got to be 2, 5, 10, 20, 100 times better. Okay, because there's politics in that too. So when this one little commenter is just like, I couldn't tolerate it, it's like, you need to be more aware. I am aware. It's like, So, because I keep thinking, like, you are just kind of idiotic, aren't you, baby? Yeah, you're pretty dumb. Because if you don't understand, like, I grew up with that show, with the reruns, but I watched so many of the episodes of All in the Family. And it's like, there's politics in every single episode, especially showing the patriarchy. And what are we going through right now? Right now in 2025, going into 2026, red pill, which, oh my gosh, that's another thing I would bring back with, is like with the show, highlighting the red pill. Maybe even having like one of the neighbors or whatever. It's like, oh, and maybe instead of, okay, maybe they'll live in a house, but their kids, they can't afford a house, so they'll stay in an apartment. And so all of their neighbors are a hot mess, and that could even be a spinoff to another show. So then you'll have one where it's the man stays at home and the woman works, or one is a stay at home mom. And so, oh, they can come over to her apartment, bring the kids or whatever, and gossip and talk about all the other crazy neighbors. That would be an interesting spin on things. And then even there are going to be sad episodes. Domestic, it's like maybe they can try to help that neighbor because the most dangerous time to leave a relationship. Yeah. It's like, because a lot of, like, even with the Puff Daddy scene, one of the jurors was like, why didn't she just leave? The most dangerous time in a relationship is when the woman is trying to leave. Because a lot of men refuse for that to happen. They are just like, no, you are mine. They treat us like property. So a lot of women try to behave and they try to be a good girl and just because they want to stay alive. So that would be an interesting topic too. And so going over a lot of the things that a lot of relationships and families go through. And then maybe another episode where like one of the teenagers needs to spend a few days or even a week there over to the main character, the daughter of the main character's house or apartment because they came out as gay. And the parents isn't, they're so religious, and so then we can show even parts of the Christian religion and there's some of the hate that they have. Yeah, I'll bring out all of the political stuff that we go through in this country. And so maybe like in the middle of the show when the parents come over, because maybe they track them down because of their cell phones. So even showing technology and the differences from then and now. And so the parents are yelling like, why do you have my child? And they're like, you kicked them out. Okay, if you're not going to show them love, I'm going to show them love. I'm going to make sure they're able to have a bed to sleep on and someone who cares about them. And they will have the whole speech telling them off. And then maybe at the end of the show, they'll come back and apologize and promise that they're going to love them and, you know. And so then you might see that character on and off throughout. Maybe even with their prom, when they have a prom date. It's like they'll introduce her. They're like, oh, we want you to be in the pictures and stuff. Or maybe that could be like one of the season finales and things. That'd be really cool and amazing. But yeah, All in the Family was political. Every episode was political. Maybe you weren't paying attention. If you watched the show, maybe you didn't listen. And see, that's another reason why when people say they have black fatigue, when they say that there's too much politics. Okay, black women pay attention, and that's how we know politics is all around us because we are forced to. Because with black men, they're men, so they only get hated on for being black. White women, they only get hated on for being women. Black women, we are hated on for being black and woman. And I get hated on for being a black person and a woman and having a disability. So I pay attention to so many things because I'm always being judged and hated on. I'm being ridiculed and put down and told that I'm not able to do anything, or if I get something that is only because one of the three or a combination of some of them. Yeah, honey boo boo, you don't know about All in the Family because there are so many episodes where I'm looking and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And so many of those episodes need to be played right now because we are repeating history. If you listen really closely. Oh, and I'm going to do a whole episode on Wicked, Wicked for Good. Do you know how much politics is in Wicked and Wicked for Good? Do you know? Do you know? I doubt you do. I doubt you do. But yeah, there are even Wednesday. Yeah, it's like there are so many shows where, you know what? That would be a great series for the Nerd Channel. Thank you. Because since there seems to be a lot of ignorant people out there, and people keep saying, well, you gotta teach us, you gotta let us, well, you're not paying attention. I see. Well, even when you watch TV, you don't pay attention. So, so yeah, since I have fun doing it, and I know I pay a lot of attention to those types of things, maybe I'll do that. I was kind of debating on doing that with Stranger Things, but yeah. That one's a kind of more complex one. It's really good and interesting, but I would have to start back at the beginning and map things out and like probably have a full notebook of notes on that one. But yeah, how dare you try to like correct me? What like I was like, I'm not always right. But when I do my shows, I do my research. Because even with the research that I did about that Uber drop off, there's new information that wasn't given. So I'm going to be doing a part two because of the new information and things. And the new, like, I need to make sure I have all the links and everything like that to provide for you too. But it's just funny how someone's trying to tell me it's like I was trying to be patient, but then it's like shut up. If you don't know what you're talking about, be quiet, shut your mouth, and just leave. Watch another channel. But it's like if you don't know how much politics, because even in Seinfeld, it's a show about nothing, but at the same time, if you pay attention, there are politics in it. It's like if you pay attention to so many different shows, even Snoopy, if you know the history of Snoopy, and even once it's like they had the black character, how the newspaper, like the newspapers and different, like there was just like, don't you put him on there? And the creator was like, oh, then you don't want me then. You don't want my art then. Yeah, he had to threaten back. So if you don't know the history, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, do you know the story behind that? Oh, and even Betty White. She had her own show. Do you know why it got canceled? Because she had black performers and they told her, shame on you. If you have any more black performers, we're going to cancel your show. And she was like, you're not going to stop me from having these talented, wonderful, and amazing black artists. So then they canceled her show. Because she said, I'd rather you cancel my show than me stop these brilliant people. Politics. Especially with black women, we have to pay attention to politics every single day because everyone in so many different societies and countries try to stop us. They try to hate us. They try to limit us. They try to tell us what we're not able to do. They try to tell us we're not smart enough. We have that orange man in the office right now always putting down black women, saying we are garbage or we have low IQ. We need to go back to where we came from. So little honey boo boo, you need to be quiet, shut up, and just try to learn something for once. Okay. Ah, so I'm gonna just end this right here, but yeah, now I'm really gonna annoy some people and I'm gonna recreate some shows and I'm going to do more of the politics and diversity within different shows and how, yeah, I'm gonna do some things now just to mess with the Meg. Oh, I know Meg is gonna hate me and I love that for me. Yay. Well, thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.